What's going on, guys? This is Hannah.
This is Cam.
And we are fighting for the final marriage. So what we're going to be doing today is going and talking about communication very briefly. But before we get into that, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
And so the reason why we wanted to talk about communication was because in any relationship that you're in, whether it be a friendship, a father-daughter, father-son, mother-daughter, mother-son, whatever type of relationship, communication is the basis or is the substance that is going to fuel that ship to where it needs to go. And so we're going to talk very briefly about that. And then we're going to go over a couple of points. And if you want more in detail, just meet us over on the blog and we'll have a couple of more things and a little bit more detailed descriptions or detailed accounts of this over there. And so without further ado, Hannah's going to start us off about timing and the importance of timing in your communication.
Timing is a huge factor in communication because it will really decide how your time of communicating goes. So if you pick the right time, if you prioritize timing and communication, it will, aid you in having a better outcome. So for example, back when we were recording, we had a hard time learning how to mesh with each other when it came to communicating. But I remember one account where we were really holding on to, or he was holding on to the thought of we shouldn't go to sleep angry. But I think that the idea behind that you were holding on to was that we can't go to sleep without resolving the issue. It was really 1 o'clock in the morning.
And I was like,
yeah, it really was later than that. And I was like, Cameron, I can no longer have this conversation with you because I am dog tired and you're making me upset. And he's like, we need to have this conversation. We need to have it now. We got to have it now. It's important to finish this now. And I was just like, Cameron, I don't have anything to give you. I'm done. And he's just like, you got to do it. And so, I think that from that we learned that it's okay. Of course, don't go to bed angry, don't be fuming and then just walk away and don't ever address it. But I think that to address it and then to plan to talk about it at another time when we're both, rested, we're not hungry, we're not, upset, we're able to have a clear mind. I think that is a great thing to do in your relationships, to plan to have a conversation. That way both parties can, think stuff through. It's not a reactionary conversation. It's not intense. It's just, timing. You plan to have a conversation. And I think also you should learn, when you learn your partner, you learn what time is best for them to talk. So if I know that Cameron just got home from work,
don't talk to me.
It ain't the best time to talk to that man. If I know Cameron wants to watch football,
don't talk to me.
It ain't the time to talk to Cameron.
I'm not paying attention.
He's not gonna listen. And so you have to know your partner and know when the best time to talk to them is.
Yeah, and also going off the topic of timing, I think it's also important to, if you're going to set a time to talk about something that's happening now, later, then make that known immediately. As soon as it comes across in your mind that, hey, we should talk about this at a later time, don't just shut down and stop talking about it, because it leaves the other person unaware. They feel unvalued and dismissed in the situation because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what your thoughts are. They just don't know, man. We're not mind readers. You can't read their mind. They can't read your mind. So make sure you're communicating. Okay, look, we need to stop this now. We'll talk about it later. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. And if you say that, then in 10 and 15 minutes, then you need to come back to them and say, hey, I'm ready to have the conversation, or hey, I'm still not ready to have the conversation. I'll let you know when I am, because that's important. And then you also have to understand, like you were saying, as far as timing goes, you can't always handle something now. Sometimes you do need time to decompress. You need time to cool off. You need time to start to think clearly, because a lot of times what happens is we get into these not arguments, but we get into these battles with each other, and no side wants to see the other side's view. And so you have to take some time, cool off, understand that it's not you against that other person, but understand it's you and that other person against the problem, and then come back and reconvene to try to find a solution to the problem. So just making sure that you are giving yourself the time away, but then also planning in that time to come back to it.
That's good.
The next point that we had concerning this was scheduling it. Well, it kind of goes in timing, but scheduling in periods where you're checking in with the other person about how they feel about the relationship, and allowing that person to be honest without being upset or mad at what they say. And just going off our personal account, like that was something that we really have to work on, because naturally you want to defend yourself when someone says, I don't like when you do this. They say, I don't like the way you brush your teeth. Well, that's the way my parents taught me how to brush my teeth. I've been brushing my teeth like this for 23 years. What you gonna do, come in and change how I brush my teeth? Nah, get out my face. But no, you really have to take that time, like, okay, well, why don't they like that? And they really did, because what you'll find out is most of the times if they're telling you they don't like something, is because of something else that happened to them, and that's all it is. And just have to be understanding, like, okay, well, I understand that. Do you have anything on that topic?
I do remember when we were recording, and there was that time where we were together, and I had fell asleep, but you were watching TV, and you were watching like, I guess it was TBN, but there's like a sermon from his name is Jimmy Evans with Marriage Today, and he said he was just talking about relationships and this specific topic. And Cameron, when I woke up, he was like, wow, I have to really apologize to you because I've been doing this thing. And so after that, he really applied it, and it really changed the dynamic of our communicating. When I'm able to express to him, hey, I'm feeling this kind of way and I'm upset about this, whatever, and instead of him taking it as no, she did it, he's like, okay, I hear you, validating what I'm feeling and not negating it. Validating it is a huge thing, and not taking offense to it as well. Like, don't take it and put it right in your heart like you're a bad person, but just hear me out. And so he instantly implied that, and I tried to implement that as well, just so that we're able to, so we feel like we're understanding each other. We feel like, okay, this person hears me, this person can handle what I have going on without making it about them, or without making it a huge thing. And so that we kind of find safety in each other in that, by being able to express the good and the really bad, and it being okay at the end of the day. So
yeah, and then going to the last point, of being able to hear those things and understand that you have to be able to hear from that person the worst things about yourself. Because when you schedule in that time to go ask them, okay, so how do you feel about the relationship right now? How do you feel about where we are, where we're headed? What do you want to see change, or what do you want to see improve or continue to go the way that it's going? Be prepared to hear the worst about yourself, because if they have a problem, it's going to be about you. And it's not going to be something good. It's going to be something that you need to work on, especially if you're courting or if you're already married. This is a person who's a mirror to you, so they're going to point out the ugly points of you. You have to be okay with that. I think very early on in our relationship, very early on in our marriage, I was not okay with that. I hated it. I was like, who are you? And what? No, get out of my face. Because me being a very introverted person, me being a person that didn't show my true self to a lot of people, still don't show my true self to a lot of people, it was very eye-opening to see someone be able to point out the flaws in me, because don't nobody really know me like that. But so when it finally did come back, I really had to check myself, because every time it came across, but it was a chin check. It was like, okay, you want to play like this, huh? Okay. But I really had to check myself. So but it really did foster a great environment for both of us to be able to talk with each other. So yeah.
Yeah, I think even going in that same vein, I think it is important to note how, I guess, like, important it is for women to like communicate in the right tone. So like you were saying, like every time those reflections came back to you, it was kind of like a chin check, and he meant like in a, I guess, like a figurative way. I wasn't literally like, you, but they are I know that tone is a big thing that women have to work on with men, because they have to feel respected. And so women should focus on the way that we communicate. I think that we can be the better communicators because we're always in our feelings, but the way that we communicate those feelings, we have to be very intentional about so that they can receive what we're saying. So we're not nagging them and not making them feel less than, but we're, communicating effectively as adults, as whole adults. I guess, what are some things that you think men can work on or men should focus on when trying to communicate with women?
I can just speak from experience. So, just speaking from that, is with our frustration. Me personally, when I'm frustrated, I hit stuff. And so I really had to learn how not to hit things when I was frustrated. Because early on in our marriage, I didn't break anything, but I hit a couple walls, and yeah, it freaked her out.
You didn't hit me though.
It freaked her out. No, I'm always gonna hit her, but like I would hit like stuff. I mean, like by stuff, I mean like stuff like walls, books, tables, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it freaked her out. She's like, I don't know you. So the biggest thing as far as men is just understanding that your aggression, even though it may not be towards her, is very frightening to them because they don't know what you can do or what you're capable of in those moments. Yeah. So really being able to learn how to be soft. It's okay. That's your wife. If you can be soft with anybody, be soft with them. Mm-hmm. And actually express. Use your words. I sound like I'm talking to a 3-year-old, but use your words. It's what's going to help you in the long run versus, just holding those things in and then having a physical outlash towards random objects that's going to scare her. So just really learn how to be soft.
That's good stuff.
And yeah, so we really do appreciate you guys tuning in again. Again, this one's really short. We didn't have anything like, was no Bible study time this time, but in the blog we will have some scripture to go along with what we're talking about. Feel free to comment any scripture that you think goes along with this down in the comment section below. We'll be happy to communicate back and forth with you guys. In fact, we look forward to it. It's the highlight of our day when we see a ping come across that says you got a comment from such and such and such. But like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys.
Yes, and we really honestly love you guys, and we thank you so much for watching and for sticking with us and for fighting for the crown of marriage. We will see you later.
Deuce.
Bye.